I love this idea that it's so family centric and it takes a look at kind of where we place value and our worth.
Well, I'm so glad you watched it with your family. That's exactly how you should see it, because that's what we wanted to write about. Family itself and the particularly being an intergenerational family living under one roof. That's simple and it's complicated. You know, there's the way we see ourselves and the way our family sees us, the roles we fall into when we're with our family and the way we are when we're alone, and the tension between those things, and how we have to allow for our family dynamics to grow and change and kind of constantly see each other anew. That's a challenge for any family. I don't know any person who doesn't relate to that in some way.
You and your father actually took a trip to Colombia, and that kind of helped inform some of the songs that you were able to develop. What did that look like?
I don't know whether Disney invited him or he just kind of invited himself on the trip, but his expertise was really invaluable, actually. It was really nice to go as a father-son duo on this research trip, because he has perspectives and experiences growing up in Puerto Rico that I didn't have growing up in New York City. And so I found that his input was actually really invaluable to the story process. It was really fun to have him along for the ride.
8 original songs in this film. Our household's huge Moana fans too. So we love all the music that you develop. And I'm always curious about the process. Do you know what you want to say and then you kind of craft it to work? Does like one line hit home and you build? What does it look like?
It's different on everything. With this one, I actually wrote the opening number really early in the process, like before we knew how the movie ended, because I just knew we got a lot of characters, they all have gifts, like the audience needs to like understand who everyone is and how they're related to each other. So I pitched, even though these lyrics are gonna change, let me take a crack at the opening number early in the process. And so I wrote the family madrigal, and just Mirabel just sort of taking enormous pride in playing an accordion at the same time, in introducing the town and the audience in turn to her family. And then when they go, "What's your gift?" her being like, "All right, moving along," and just seeing how fast I could ratchet up the tempo for Stephanie to sing. So that was like a really fun kind of opening salvo to throw at the filmmakers, and then it was give and take the rest of the way.
Yeah, well, I love how your songs always further the story too. They're part of the story, not just a break for them. So thank you so much for taking the time. I cannot wait for families to see this, and it's definitely going to be a favorite of ours.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing it with your family. I appreciate it.